Wildfires are scorching the West Coast, leaving behind a path of death and destruction. In California, the August complex fire has become the largest fire in state history. Nearly 500,000 acres have burned, and the fire there still only 24% contained. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson is near another fire, the El Dorado fire. It's burning in Yucaipa, California, east of Los Angeles. Steve, I know you've been throughout the region all week long covering the fires. What is it you're seeing today?
Well, Joe, in fact, we started this morning at the Bobcat fire. That's the one that's burning near Angeles National Forest in Los Angeles County. That fire doubled in size in the time that we were there. We started there. It was less than 10,000 acres. It is now approaching about 25,000 acres. Yet despite that, we had to rush to this fire because we had heard about what was happening, which is that those winds came in overnight, swept the fire up out of the forest, and tossed it over a highway that is very nearby, a major thoroughfare, and then it started spreading to some northern communities. Now, firefighters have done all they can to try to push back on that, and I think they've done probably what they would call a good job of that, because we're starting to see alerts that evacuation orders are lifting in the area. But today was just another dogfight. There are about 25-mile-an-hour winds. 3 firefighters were injured in some way on this fire, and so firefighters have had their hands full on a fire that has 24% containment. Usually, Joe, when you have a fire that's beyond 15%, 20%, that's a fire that's on its way out. It has not been the case with really any of these fires. This particular fire season, which, as we've been making note of, is particularly extraordinary. None of the normal behavior that we're seeing in these fires, fueled by winds, fueled by this low humidity, fueled by all this high heat, has really been sticking to what we've seen in the past. Every year, they appear to be getting worse, and this year appears to be the apex. And again, we're not even at the full brunt of the season, which should be starting in just a few weeks, if not a few
As wildfires continue to blaze across the U.S. West Coast, the red haze of the flames faded in some parts of California on Thursday, after hundreds were evacuated and waited for news of the extent of the destruction. At an evacuation center in Fresno, retirees John and Val Malone spoke of their race against the flames early on Tuesday.
We had 4 hours to pack up our pets and a few medications and things like that are essential.
The fire is impending upon us.
We left 3 of our cats behind that we're now worried about.
Thousands have been displaced in California and Washington state, and in neighboring Oregon, which bore the brunt of nearly 100 major fires. The number of people ordered to evacuate climbed to 500,000 on Thursday. That's an eighth of the state's population. The state's governor, Kate Brown.
In the last 10 years, we see an average of 500,000 acres burned in an entire year. We've seen that nearly double in the past 3 days.
Around 3,000 firefighters have been battling the flames, and officials say about twice as many personnel are needed to bring them under control. At least 5 communities in Oregon have been destroyed, and the death toll continues to rise. Over 48 hours, 4 died from the fires in California. Another 4 were killed in Oregon, and police reported that a 1-year-old boy died in Washington.